How, when, and should you use this tool? There we go. I can see you guys. Hey! Hey, let's grab some of this dry wood. Right here. Get out of the snow. We'll head back up here. We'll smack one open and get a moisture content. Check out the temperature. 23.7 degrees. So moisture meter. Not good for kindling yet.
I ran inside and got a couple pieces of cordwood that I had drying out in the window there. They've been inside a couple weeks, so a lot drier.
You see that 65 degrees. Big cracks that got in it from being inside. This time of year it's dry inside. Everyone wants to see you split one open and check inside. It's showing 15. That doesn't sound right. Let's see. This one's showing 14. New kindling is I'd like to get it down to 10%. Lower is a teenager in, I believe, New Zealand, got tired of splitting wood for, I don't know if she had a wood stove or a cook stove or just a campfire, and she wanted to go to a system that worked better. So she created this thing called, I believe this one's called the Crack King, but there's also the Kindling Cracker. That's the smaller one. The concept here is you don't have to hit a wedge or swing a heavy maul.
Or swing a sharp axe or a sharp hatchet and then use your hand to hold onto the cordwood while you're swinging that sharp axe or that sharp hatchet. This is the concept she came up with to avoid all that.
So here, I'll demo it. That's how it works. Super simple. I'll break it up real small. And this wood will dry out really fast. It's seasoned. So you saw it, it's been under the canoe for a long time. For about a year. Piece of cake. And you don't have to whomp the crap out of this because then it just goes flying. You can take it real easy. So the how to use it. You don't have to go nuts. Because sometimes you can get 2 or 3 splits out of one piece.
This is when it's at its best. Kindling Cracker, when you can knock out 3, 4, 5 pieces of splits, rapid fire.
Limiting factor on these is the size of the circle. So if you get too big a piece of cordwood in here, and then you start driving it in, as it wides, as it goes around the wedge here, if it gets too wide, it'll get stuck. So if you're ever wondering about these, you're in the store, like, and I think this was $100, right? This isn't cheap. So it's more of a convenience thing. I think the smaller ones are what, 75? They may be more now with the tariff. But super simple. So when to use it? Well, whenever you want. Whenever you need kindling. How to use it? Well, this is how you use it. What I like to do is take off the bark, and I don't hit it real hard because I'm just trying to make a little pile of kindling here, and I don't want to be running all over the yard picking it up. So elm goes into pile wet, like really wet. And if you watch the other videos, when we set this up last spring, put under the canoe, the elm was super wet. Better go to high. That's how this one works. You got a high and a low switch in the back, and then it recalibrates itself. So on high, 20%.
So here's another prime example of when it's working great. So I think I get 8 splits out of this little piece of ash here, and they pop right off. And you don't have to bend over, you don't have to slow down, you're not swinging a sharp axe, no danger of hitting your hand on a sharp edge or anything like that. So just a fun little way to make splits.
So like I said, there's a smaller one of these. I like the big one. You can get bigger pieces in there, they don't get hung up. That guy did not want to go. I heard Billy Ray the other day talking about, I watched a video about breaking up our Midwestern hardwoods or hardwoods down here in the States, and he even called out elm as one of the tricky ones. It's stringy, It's wet, it's frozen this time of year, and it's tough. And a lot of people tell me, oh, frozen wood splits a lot better. Well, that's debatable. I mean, I haven't proven that, but elm, when it's frozen solid and really wet, it's not a pleasant day, but you can do it. Elm has a Dutch Elm's disease. So when I was a kid, elm was supposedly going to be extinct. There's a lot of it around here, so it still grows, just doesn't get huge like it used to. But I'm pretty sure this one is elm, and I'm pretty sure it has Dutch elm disease. You can see all the holes. Pretty good wood. A little bit rough on the old splitting front. So there, we got the bark off. Jeez, I probably shouldn't breathe that stuff in, the dust. I'll probably get Dutch Elm's disease now. That was a joke when I was a kid.
I tried to tell a joke here, but I totally butchered it, so I'll do a voiceover and get it right. So back in the day, if you're in your 50s or 60s, you might remember, there was a guy named Yule Gibbons, and he was a famous naturalist, and he had a commercial for grape nuts, and he would say, this is the high bush cranberry. Parts of it are edible. So famous naturalist, everybody knew who he was because of that commercial, and the joke was, hey, did you hear Yule Gibbons died? And then they'd look all concerned, right? And then he'd say, yeah, Dutch Elm's disease.
Books off, stringy.
So here you can see the galleries from the Dutch elm beetle, and they're straight across the grain. Ash borer galleries are squiggly lines. But if you see the straight lines like that, the galleries, that's Dutch elm.
Very little effort. So this is about as big as you can go. You can go a little bigger. We'll give it a little persuasion with the maul here. I'll look at you guys. Oh, he's so happy. But we'll give a little help, right? There we go. I like to make kindling at home. Gives me a little time outside on a cold winter day. Gives me something to do physically. And it's fun. But then when I get to the farm, I don't have to. I do something else when I'm there. Tree, I don't know if you guys remember. There's another video I have out there, finding free firewood. I got this out of somebody's backyard, where the co-op had gone through and trimmed under the power lines, and the homeowner asked for the wood. They might have actually had to pay for some of that trimming, or the dead ash trees might have been their responsibility, I don't know. But instead of paying to have it cut up and hauled away, they gave it away. And I loaded it up and took a bunch. That does not want to break. We'll give it the old flip-ola here. So there's how. When? Whenever you need it. How, when? And should. Well, should, that's up to you. Now, here's a couple ways to get kindling. But if you're if you're splitting by hand or with a machine, there's a lot of kindling that just kind of happens. You can save all that up. You can make your own, like I'm doing here. You can buy it. So should you have one of these? That's up to you.